Hello, cyberspace. It is I, Terracin, your favorite cyber bitch here, and this is the Musketeers channel. I have with me, as always, my baby brother, the Chunky Monkey.
Hey,
And we have with us tonight our special guest, Sir Wolfie. How's the internet, dude?
I'm out. Don't you know that? That's why I have a robotic body.
Yeah, but I know you still have cybersex, so you got to plug that thing in somewhere.
I wish.
All right, tonight's title: Gators invade homes, Dick misogynistic pastor, and prisoner neutering bill, and more.
oh, is that the about the sexual assault prisoners?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Go ahead and neuter them. I don't care.
That's what I say.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that bill because like, how many people have been falsely accused and actually gone to prison?
All right. If they're not falsely accused, go ahead.
Well, yeah, but how do you prove that when the cultural norm is to believe the woman?
It's called DNA evidence.
Yeah, but what he's talking about are those who give consent and then turn around and say, "No, he raped me."
Okay, well,
Because there have been
here's
actually
this
quite a few
directly.
men who were found out to be innocent and did time in prison.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard me. I had said, then, give the bitch a hysterectomy too.
Hmm. Didn't hear
I'm
that, but
okay with
that's
that.
funny.
I don't care. And bear with me, my computer is running so slow today.
Give it a spanking.
If I knew it wouldn't break it, I would.
Bad computer, bad. I'm horrible. I know.
Not as horrible as some people I know. All right, as soon as I finish shilling, we'll get to some news. Baby brother, if you want to go ahead and read your story.
I pretty much told you everything there was to that Florida man story.
We weren't alive.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. So, anyways, there was a man sentenced to 18 years in prison for impersonating a Saudi prince as a scam. Managed to rip off up to $8 million, and what gave him away was that someone saw him eating pork.
Depending on the religion, they can still eat pork.
Saudi, as in what?
Depending on the religion, they can still eat pork as long as he is not living in Saudi Arabia.
No, he was impersonating a Saudi prince. I'm pretty sure the royal family is Muslim.
There are branches of Muslim that they do eat pork.
I think they're Wahhabists. ISIS.
Now, stop it.
Kind of Islam where they only recently allowed women to drive. And I think that's with a chaperone.
All right, give me just a second. I'm pulling up the. All right, we're going to start with lawmaker introduces sex offender castration bill in Alabama.
Oh God. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh.
All right, so Montgomery, Alabama. Didn't we go to Montgomery when I was there?
No, we went to Birmingham.
Okay. In Alabama, an
Montgomery is
Alabama
south of here.
lawmaker is calling for convicted sex offenders to pay for their own surgical castration. Steve Hurst, a Republican from Manford, Alabama, has introduced a bill that would require sex offenders older than 21 to pay for their own surgical castration before being released from state custody. Wow, that's the first time I've heard of a Republican wanting to do that. The bill would limit the procedure to people convicted of certain sex offenses against victims 12 years old or younger. We need to ship my ex-husband up there.
Thought you guys were getting along.
My ex-husband.
The one who abused her.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, there's no getting along with that. Hurst
Isn't he in jail for pedophilia?
He was in jail for that. Right now, he's in prison for violating probation. Hurst has attempted to pass a similar legislation for more than a decade, introducing nearly identical bills 7 times since 2006, most of which have never made it out of committee. He said he was moved to being pushing for the legislation after a foster parent advocacy group visited his office some years ago and relayed a horrible story of abuse. I've often wondered what that child went through physically, mentally, and what kind of shape he's in now, Hurst said on Monday. The sex offenders have marked these children for life. They will never get over it, and if they've marked the children for life, they need to be marked for life. Hurst in 2005 agreed to remove castration requirements from legislation setting tougher sentences for sex offenders. Several House members at the time told the Associated Press they feared the castration language would have made the bill unconstitutional. In 2011, Hurst co-sponsored a bill that classified sexual abuse of a child 6 years or younger as a capital offense, allowing courts to sentence offenders to a whole life without parole. Residents have mixed feelings about the bill. Somebody that wants to mess with a little girl or little boy that age should be castrated, and they should not be able to mess with any other kids. I understand prison is going to prison for a long time for some kind of crime like that, but to physically mutilate someone, that's just a little out there. It's crazy. Several states already have laws mandating chemical or voluntary surgical castration, though it's unclear how often these procedures are used. No states have mandatory surgical castration laws. Chemical castration allows sex offenders to receive regular injections of a drug that lowers testosterone to prepubescent levels and reduces libido. Civil rights groups like the American Civil Liberties Union argue that castration is cruel and unusual punishment. They've already inflicted cruel and unusual punishment on a child. They deserve this.
Yes, I agree.
Some people have said that it's inhumane, Hurst said, but what's more inhumane than molesting a child? Dr. Frederick Berlin, founder of a sexual disorders clinic at Johns Hopkins University, said lowering testosterone levels reduces libido and combats sexual urges, which could possibly reduce recidivism in some cases. Well, it might reduce all that shit, but I remember being prepubescent and having a lot of fucking rage. And I know that happens to boys. Oh, come on, you two. You guys have to admit when you were prepubescent, you were fucking angry all the time and didn't know why.
No, not me.
Well, you were probably fucking somebody.
Nope. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 21.
Baby brother,
What?
when you were prepubescent, you were angry, right?
No, I don't think so. Not
No,
all the time.
wait. No, you were locked up in that fucking psych ward. Not all sex offenses are sexually motivated, Berlin said. Offenders may be motivated by drug and alcohol abuse, anger, or a fundamental lack of conscience. There are many sex offenders who aren't driven by intense sexual urges, Berlin said. Some of these folk have other mental health issues, so it could just be just lull us into a false sense of security. In addition, if not closely monitored, offenders could possibly reverse the procedure by taking testosterone, which can be procured online. Mandated chemical castration can be monitored more closely because doctors can notify authorities of if a patient doesn't show up for a regular treatment. Just to do it as a one glove fits all is very unlikely to be helpful. I do think there's a role for medicines that lower sexual drive and enable people to be in better control, but this should be through a collaborative effort between the criminal justice and the scientific medical community. Hearst has considered chemical castration legislations and might again in the future, but he worries the drugs to induce chemical castration will become less effective over time, which has actually been proven. He realizes surgical castration may not stop offenders in all cases, but it makes a strong statement. If you take one step forward, it's all better than taking no steps at all, Hearst said. Now, in my opinion, instead of just giving them, the snip of the little tubes in their testicles, remove the testicles completely. Just take them off.
Is this only for pedophiles?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here.
I heard it was about for sexual assault. I thought that included rapes.
No. This is for anyone 12 and under. For adult men that assaulted children of ages 12 and under.
Okay.
All right. Preacher who said women deserve to be raped, attacked by a woman wielding a baseball bat.
Hold on, who said someone deserved rape?
A pastor. A street preacher in Arizona who held up a sign saying you deserve to be raped was hit over the head with a baseball bat by a woman who became enraged at his hateful rhetoric. Brother Dean Sexton was standing outside Apollo High School in Glendale, Arizona, loudly condemning students and members of the LGBT community when he was approached by a 19-year-old student with a baseball bat. His camera was still rolling as students standing around whooped and cheered. I would too. Tabitha Brubaker has been charged with felony assault and marijuana possession by police. Mr. Saxon posted the video to YouTube where he is shouting and condemning through a loudspeaker at students on the opposite pavement. He called for students to change your evil ways and stop worshiping Satan. You're bad, you're wicked, you're evil, Mr. Saxon called out, wearing sunglasses under the shade of a tree. He ranted against dirty Muslims, Facebook, pop and rock and roll music, gay people, and pornography. The Bible says it's not okay to be gay, he said. You need to repent of your sins. You need to stop doing naughty, nasty things. Apollo High School. You need to stop looking at naughty, nasty things on the internet. What you want to bet that man watches more porn than his wife? Students shouted back at him, "Go home." He responded, "I haven't even started yet." He is reportedly often approached by students and teachers in Arizona asking him to leave and criticizing him for holding a sign saying you deserve to be raped. He posts videos to YouTube of his encounters. I'm trying to influence the fact that you need to be gone, one teacher told him. I think you're a disgrace to Christianity. Why don't you go and preach it to somebody who really wants to hear your message, like Westboro Baptist Church? One student told him, only God can judge. Keep that in your mind. Just seconds before Mr. Saxon was hit, a teacher warned him that students might attack. The preacher walked away and filmed the blood on the side of his head. I shouldn't have stuck around, he said on camera. Yeah, you were told to leave.
Would that sign be considered fighting words?
Do what?
Would that sign be considered fighting words?
Yeah.
Because I remember the time you punched our aunt over what she said to you, and the cops sided with you.
That's funny. I did self-defense, and the cops sided with me. With my first ex-wife. Because she had no marks. I had all the marks.
Well, damn, I'm surprised they sided with you.
I had knife wounds, bruises from kicks, and scratches. So all she did was get choke slammed into a couch after all that was done.
I don't blame you.
And the cops goes, well, she's under arrest.
All right, so this one actually deserves screen share. So I've got to pull up a new tab. Go.
Well, if you sound like you got a dragon flying behind you.
That's not me. Rawr.
And who is that?
That is her computer.
No. This is breathing, and it's coming from you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
You're a freak.
Your breathing sounded like a slow.
I was vaping. I was vaping.
It sounded like the slow flap of dragon wings.
I was vaping.
Yeah, but that was vaping. You must have been really into it.
I'm waiting for a screen share.
Yeah, I'm working on it. My Hangout has frozen.
Oh.
I got my new art tablet hooked up today.
Cool.
Awesome.
And I'm learning how to do, watching tutorials on how to do 2D animation. Because we all know I can't draw.
Oh, yeah. We know this. Come on, present to everyone. Apparently, my Gmail is what is acting up. I hate this. I'm having issues. All right. 11-foot alligator breaks into Florida home, gets into woman's wine stash before waking her up.
I've heard of lounge lizards, but damn.
I've heard of lot lizards.
What? Wait,
Lizards.
Lot lizards.
Lizards. You know what those are, right?
No.
Prostitutes for truckers.
And they come in male and female. All right.
Yeah. My wife was picking me up at my truck, right? And she actually got mistaken as a lot lizard.
Oh. I bet she would.
There's a baby in the car seat because my kids were in school when I got home. And a trucker walks up to her as I'm getting my stuff ready to be put in the car. So I'm still in my truck. And he walks up to her and goes, what was it that he asked? Are you looking to party?
Wow.
What happened then?
I'm sorry, kitten.
And she's like, I'm not a lot lizard. I'm here waiting on my husband. As soon as he saw me, he booked it.
I'm sure he did. An alligator was removed from a home in Florida in the early hours Friday morning, after a woman was woken up by the sound of the 11-foot animal. A homeowner in Eagles Landing Circle West in Clearwater, a city to the west of Tampa Bay, called police after she found the animal on her kitchen floor. According to the Clearwater Police Department, the alligator is thought to have entered the property through some low windows in the kitchen. The animal measured 11 feet, the department said. The police arrived at the house, accompanied by a trapper who caught the alligator. No one was harmed during the rescue. Images from the scene show a torch spotlight shining on the reptile. In one, it is baring its teeth and appearing to bellow. Another shows the creature being lured out of the kitchen through some low windows. And the final picture shows its mouth taped after it was retrieved. The homeowner, who was unnamed, told Fox 13 she was woken up around 3 a.m. by noises in her kitchen. She found her dining table had been broken and walls damaged. The animal also broke her stash of wine. After just 3 hours after police department shared the post, it had over 1,600 likes and was shared more than 400 or 4,700 times and garnered over 1,200 comments. Oh, good Lord, have mercy. Oh my God, I would have a heart attack on the spot. The joys of living in Florida. Florida has the world's biggest population of American alligators, according to the Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservatory Biology Institute. Jack Hanna, director of Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, told CBS News anyone who encounters an alligator should try and keep a distance of between 40 and 50 feet. An alligator has the ability to outrun any human from 20 feet. The animals, characterized by their cone-shaped teeth and armored skin, pose a mild threat to humans, according to the Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute. Alligators can become large and will feed on almost anything. In Florida, there is the greatest alligator population. There have been several reported deaths due to alligators' attacks in recent years, and human-alligator conflicts are common. Dogs and other pets are also sometimes killed. Anyone who in the state who needs a nuisance alligator removed, call Florida Wildlife Fish and Game and they put down the number, which is 866W or FC. Yeah, I can't talk. FWC GATOR.
Federal Wrestling Channel for Gators.
Let's see if we can find. There's the website I have. IONTP. Because there's pictures. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, yes, they have it. Because I want everyone to see these pictures. There's the alligator.
Give me my wine! More wine, wench!
Ah, so it was a bull gator. There are other photos. I know there are. Because I can see them on my phone.
No, I can't see your phone.
I know y'all can't. I don't know how to do screen share via my phone.
Very carefully.
But yeah, the homeowner actually had some windows that were low enough but big enough for the gator to get through. They were literally ground level. Yeah, that one had to be screen shared. You guys got to admit, you had to be able to see the gator.
God, my wife is nuts.
What is she doing?
What flavor of nuggets do you want? Beef, pork, fish, or chicken?
I want pussy flavored.
She wants pussy flavored.
All right, let's see what I can find on Google News wise. Oh, so anyone that's following the show Arrow and has watched season 7 on Netflix, I'm just letting you know because you can Google this. Season 8 will be the last season
Of Arrow?
of Arrow. Yes. According to the website, it's only going to have 10 episodes.
Why is that?
Because they're just more or less killing off Oliver Queen. Apparently, and this is in season 7, so hopefully I'm not doing any spoilers. He goes off with a guy known as the Monitor to save Earth. But his son and his, because they keep showing these, it keeps going back and forth from the present to the future, and I was confused by it until the very last episode of season 7. That it just explained everything.
That's sad. Kind of
I
cheesy.
like it.
I think it's kind of cheesy, though.
How is it cheesy?
It's not how the Arrow died in the comic book.
Well, you have to remember with the show, they are literally wrapping all the arrows into one deal. They even had on Earth 90, they had an arrow that wore the fucking Robin Hood hat. You saw him laying on the ground dead. He had the Robin Hood hat.
I'm picky. I'm sorry.
I'm picky too. That's why I don't like the show Merlin. I'm talking about the one where Merlin supposedly grows up with Arthur.
The old one? That's an old show now.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time continuing watching it.
Which show?
Merlin. Well, Camelot, King Arthur, all that was supposed to happen around the 13th and 12th century. The castle they're in is fucking 17th century. So I have big issue with that. They made Maid Marian a lady in waiting and a seamstress. They had her actually using measuring tape when back then it would have been a long piece of twine with a bunch of knots in it.
Wow, you're really picky about it.
Oh God, yes. I've done so many reports in school on medieval times. It's not funny. Dude, for a social studies thing, my friend Mary and I, we built a fucking castle. Her dad worked construction, so he brought home a whole bunch of this carvable styrofoam that, unlike normal styrofoam, doesn't disintegrate when you go to carving into it. And we built a castle. We painted it gray. We had a working drawbridge. My aunt sewed medieval clothes for Barbies so that we had the clothes. We had turrets. We had like little bows and arrows. We went to one of the dollar stores and we found like what were supposed to be Indians with bows and arrows, and but they were just one solid color. So we melted off the feather headdress and painted them up to be medieval knights with bows.
That's Native American. Get it right.
And fuck you. I don't care. I'm Native American. I don't care. But we went through all that. Yes, I'm very picky when it comes to a movie that's supposed to be a certain way. They had, instead of Camelot being something that Arthur created, it was a family home.
It's created by his dad.
No, it was created by an ancestor. It wasn't created by his dad. Uther just happened to be the king at the time. Because they found the Pendragon crypts.
Well, they tried to make it their own. I can understand that.
Yeah, but for someone like me, it just drives me crazy. And the thing that really pissed me off was that they had Mordred being some random druid child that needs saving, that later teams up with Morgana. No, Mordred is the son of Arthur and Morgana.
Yes, we know.
They fucked that up. That's why I couldn't keep watching.
Yeah, I don't think incest looked good on cable
everything else,
TV.
but that I can't get past. All right, let's see here. Oh, well, Florida has 12 reported cases of mumps.
Guess
what LA has?
The Black Plague.
Yep.
Yeah, they've always had it. It's just now it's getting worse.
It's called shower, people. Learn what it is.
It's called Democrats.
They can learn how to shower.
All right. Florida police thwart smuggling of McDonald's burgers and sandwiches, chewing tobacco into jail. Florida police thwart smuggling of McDonald's burgers and sandwiches, chewing tobacco into jail. Does the Hamburglar have an alibi? On May 30th, reps for the Clay County Sheriff's Office in Florida announced that officials thwarted a would-be smuggler's attempt to sneak 6 McDonald's sandwiches and a tube of grizzly chewing tobacco into the department's detention facility. The confiscated items were discovered outside in a trash can. These are not cheeseburgers in paradise, CCSO shared via Twitter on Thursday. According to the Post, law enforcement believes these items were hidden in our lobby trash can by a visitor for our inmate cruise. Fortunately, daily inspections intercepted these items. The message continued. The stash included cheeseburgers and McChicken sandwiches. Although the cheeseburgers and tobacco aren't the worst things ever, just imagine if a search wasn't done and something much worse was brought inside. The compromise of security inside our facility is not something we take lightly. Officials have not yet announced if anyone has been caught or charged in relation to the failed stunt.
That's funny. Bring in some contraband.
Let's see here. I don't want to read that one. Okay, here we go. Hungry gator crashes Florida couple's picnic.
Feed us some food, it'll go away.
And it happened here in town. Gainesville, Florida. A gator killed the romance for a couple who was trying to enjoy a picnic in Gainesville. Taylor Fort was having a picnic date with her fiancé, Trevor, before he left for town for 10 weeks. But their date was interrupted by an alligator that was eyeing their food. He swims up to the bank and just looks us dead in the eyes, and then immediately just sprints up onto the beach. Fort said they sprinted away from the blanket before the gator came up and annihilated the entire block of cheese, along with half a watermelon and a pound of grapes. Gobbled it down lickety-split. The salami didn't stand a chance. Walter said he was able to scare off the reptile, and the gator ran back into the water, hitting a log on the way down. I learned this back in my childhood to scare bears. You get up, get up and make yourself big. Make a lot of noise. It's called the bear scare. Unfortunately, it sounds like the gator has been fed previously and has lost its wariness of people and is beginning to associate people with food. Karen Parker with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation told 4 News. Once gators begin to charge people, trappers are sent in to remove them for public safety. We call our trappers and they catch the gator that's causing problems. They keep the gator for its hide and meat. So, yeah, once an alligator no longer has a fear of humans, they have to kill it. There's no way around that. They have to kill it. Because otherwise it's going to end up killing somebody.
Survival of the fittest.
And that's probably what Pat ended up eating was some wild caught gator tail. Let's see here. All right, so apparently there's some schools in Florida that are doing year-round school. That's interesting. The effect is typically most pronounced in students from lower income families who lack access to high-end summer camps and other educational opportunities. So you take their summer break away. Yeah, that's not right.
They tried it here once.
Probably trying to tackle the summer amnesia thing. Where the kids forget a lot of what they learned over summer break.
They tried it here once. It didn't work.
Oh, yeah, here they're talking about doing 4-day school weeks instead of 5 days. Dude, they already don't have the kids in school long enough as it is. I mean, the kids are in school from, like, my roommate's son is going into first grade, so he's in school from about 7:30 until 2. That even when I was a kid, you still didn't get out of school until 3. Sorry, Puddin's messaging me. Oh, so yeah, in the high schoolers, I understand better because once you get to a certain age, getting up early in the morning kind of kills you. So they don't have to be to school till about 9, but they still don't get out of school until 3.
Hmm. They're probably trying to make it easier on parents.
Make it easier on the what?
parents.
No, that's not easier on the parents, especially 4 day school week for elementary school kids. Hell
True.
no.
And the working parent, though, at least they wouldn't have to worry about as much of a babysitter during the summer. My wife would be happy with it.
Your wife would be happy with it?
Yes. She's a stay-at-home parent.
Oh, true. Cody, stop.
No, I'm not gonna.
Get up. Get up. Come on. Get up there. Get up. Oh. All right. Let's see here. Let me turn down some of my volumes. There we go. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Alligator removed from Florida beach. This one looks to be only like, yeah, it says it's a 3-foot alligator, so it's a baby. They can't kill it. Jacksonville, Florida. A 3-foot alligator was removed from Jacksonville. Sit down, you dumb dog. Jacksonville Beach by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission on Saturday afternoon. FWC told Action News they received a call from Jacksonville Beach Ocean Rescue about the alligator. A lifeguard paddled out to net the gator, which will be relocated. There's a video. Jacksonville police cleared the water after the gator was spotted by the lifeguard.
Where's the straw?
FWC said that while it's uncommon to find a gator at the beach, it's not unheard of, which it's not. My family has a place over in near the Gulf of Mexico, and we have brackish water that I fish out of. And for those that don't know what brackish means, it means half salt, half fresh. And we see gators in that all the time. We have actually seen them when we go out to the Gulf. The farthest out we have seen them is literally where the dark water meets the clear water of the Gulf. That's about as far out as they like to go. But it's not unheard of for them to go further out.
So where's Scooby and all them?
Scooby is spending time with the wifey. I'm trying to get Burnside in here. He said he just tried the Hangout link. Let me try it again for him. Up there. All right, and I made sure to send him the good link. So. Let's see. I'm trying to find some more good stories. All right, so suspected thief fleeing from Ocala Walmart nabbed in parking lot of nearby eatery. A Floral City man was nabbed while running through a restaurant's parking lot last week after being accused of stealing items from an Ocala Walmart.
Dumbass.
Brian Michael Logan, 41, was caught in the parking lot of a Bob Evans, very good restaurant to eat at, near the Walmart in Ocala on Wednesday afternoon after a Marion County Sheriff's lieutenant who was working on a different case at the store was alerted by a loss prevention officer. When the sheriff's deputy arrived at the Walmart a short time later, the loss prevention officer said she watched Logan enter the store and place two Pennzoil petroleum oil jugs and one Everstart Max vehicle battery valued at $152.62 in his shopping cart. She said he then walked past the cash registers and she confronted him near the exit doors, where he fled into the parking lot, the report says, adding that Logan left the merchandise behind. The deputy watched the video surveillance footage of the incident and then spoke with Logan, who claimed he did not steal anything and was going to go to his vehicle to obtain his wallet to pay for the items. Logan was transported to the Marion County Jail and charged with petty theft. He was released on Thursday on a $1,000 bond and is due in court on June 18th at 8:30 a.m. to answer to the charge. Oh my. This one, the girl that was arrested, oh, she just looks evil. Ocala teenager back in jail after brawling with her sister. An 18-year-old Ocala woman arrested in March for trespassing and marijuana possession ended up back in jail in Marion County last week after a brawl with her sister. Riley Jean Evans had left her sister's residence where the fight occurred by the time police arrived on May 21st and wasn't arrested until 8 days later at her parents' home. She was charged with domestic battery and criminal mischief. The victim told Ocala police that she and Evans had been in an argument and she told Evans she needed to move out. The victim said that the argument began in the living room and Evans slapped her on the face. She said she slapped Evans back and the sisters began to fight each other in the front doorway of the residence. The victim said Evans collected her belongings and left. Evans returned with the keys to the residence and another argument ensued. The victim said Evans threw the keys at her, hitting her right on the right side of her face. She said Evans then threw a shoe at the front window of the living room, breaking it, before leaving for their parents' house. While the officer was still on the scene, the woman's father arrived and said Evans was at his residence, but she was gone by the time the officer arrived. Her father contacted Evans by phone and told her to come home, but she said she wasn't going to return because she would be taken to jail. The officer contacted Evans by phone and asked her to meet him somewhere so they could talk about the incident. Evans said she was out of town and would call the officer and meet him on May 24th. The officer told her if she didn't contact him, a warrant would be issued for her arrest for domestic battery and criminal mischief. On Wednesday, the officer contacted Evans' father, who said she was at his residence. After being read her Miranda rights, Evans told the officer she was involved in an argument with the victim because the victim accused her of being with her boyfriend. So, it's because her sister thought that she was fucking her boyfriend. Evans said the victim was screaming and throwing things and getting in her face. Evans said she pushed the victim because she felt threatened. She said the victim got back in her face and she responded by slapping the victim in the face. The two began to fight on the living room floor. Evans said she took her belongings to her vehicle, returned the keys, and threw them at the victim because she didn't want to get close to her. She said the keys did not hit the victim in the face. Evans said she picked up a speaker box, not a shoe, from the front porch and threw it at the living room window, causing it to break. She said she left the residence and didn't didn't return. Evans said she had no belongings at her sister's home and no longer lives there, according to the report. Evans was taken to jail without incident. She was released Friday on a $1,500 bond, and she is scheduled to appear in Marion County Court on June 13th. Someone's over there eating popcorn, listening to the Florida woman and man stories.
Nope, nuggets.
Where's my pussy flavored ones?
You'll have to ask Kitten. Where's
Kitten?
her pussy flavored ones? They're fresh out.
Baseball bat wielding Ocala man arrested after nasty spat over lease. A man who was upset about his lease was arrested Wednesday and after an Ocala police officer received reports of a man striking a woman with a baseball bat. The officer was flagged down near the intersection of Northwest 8th and Northwest 2nd, or 22nd, by a woman who told him there was a physical altercation between 33-year-old Henry L. Sims and another woman. The witness claims that Sims had been striking the woman behind a nearby house. The officer then spots Sims walking behind the residence. He also saw a woman who appeared to be in distress and likely had been crying. So the officer detained Sims while he investigated the situation. The witness told the officer that she had been visiting a friend who lives in the area. She said she saw Sims allegedly striking the victim on the back with a baseball bat. She said the victim was calling out for help as she attempted to run away. The witness says she was afraid to help the woman because Sims had a baseball bat, so she called 911. The victim claims that Sims didn't hit her with the bat, it was just a verbal altercation. She said Sims is the father of her child and he was upset because he had been removed from the lease of her house. And she said Sims was holding the bat during the altercation but didn't swing it at her. The victim, who didn't have any visible injuries, refused treatment from EMS units. The officer then located the wooden bat near the rear of the residence and took it as evidence. He provided the victim with a domestic violence brochure. Sims declined to speak with the officer and was then transported to jail, where he was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Now, even though the victim says he wasn't hit, or he didn't hit her, the fact that he was in even a verbal altercation in the state of Florida is considered aggravated battery. Ask me how I know. He was released early Friday afternoon on a $1,000 bond and is due in court on July 2nd at 9 a.m. Sims is no stranger to the court system, having been held in jail for 5 times since April 2008. During those arrests, he has faced charges of contempt of court, giving a false name to a law enforcement, driving on a suspended license, aggravated assault with a firearm, and firearm battery and simple battery. Anything going on in your neck of the woods, Wolfie?
Not really. I don't know. I've been driving truck.
Well, there's this wonderful app that I use called Newsbreak, and you put in your city that you live in, and it gives you all the news for that city.
Man, I live in Horse Cave, Kentucky. Nothing goes on here. Except for the police getting doing what? Revamped by the FBI.
Hey, Wolfie, in Discord, send me your zip code. We'll see what Kentucky man is doing.
There you go.
I'm trying to get this thing to fix. Seven. There we go. Okay. Wow, 10 sets of twins in a Kentucky high school.
I just had twins in a middle school.
2 dead in an early morning shooting in Davies. Apparently, in Kentucky, Chris Hemsworth misses all his Fat Thor belly rubs. What the fuck? Okay, here we go. 6-month-old girl survives. Fucking shit. Survives multiple days alone in hotel room after both parents die.
Probably meth addicts. What city and state? Or what city?
Give me a second. Let me pull it back up. Oh, this is actually in Michigan.
Yeah, my home state.
A 6-month-old girl survived alone for days in a Michigan hotel room after both of her parents died, is now miraculously breathing on her own. The baby was found severely dehydrated alongside her parents' bodies at the Roadway Inn in Whitehall during a welfare check. Initial autopsies performed on the parents, identified as Jessica Beamer and Christian Reed, did not identify immediately cause of death, although authorities allegedly found drug paraphernalia in their room. A full toxicology is pending. The infant, who was in dire need of medical attention when she was rescued by police, was airlifted to the hospital in critical condition. Her breathing tube has since been removed and she is now expected to make a full recovery. This precious baby needed a lot of heroes, and a lot of heroes showed up. The call was just a vivid reminder why any of us are in the business, and it's not a business to us, it's a matter of saving lives. Family members of the child told the station that the pair had recently been in and out of jail. The grandparents allegedly contacted the Children's Protective Services in January over concerns about the baby's well-being. It remains unclear who will gain custody of the child when she is released from the hospital.
Damn.
All right, Kentucky Circuit Court clerks frustrated with real ID delays.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville. It's the question many Kentuckians have been asking. What's up with the state's real ID program, and when are we getting them? Some of the court clerks are getting peppered with questions too. Kentucky is one of a handful of states that hasn't started the rollout. Most states have them already, but Kentucky transportation cabinet officials said that being behind is actually not a bad thing because many states have had issues and they're learning from those problems in the hopes of not repeating them.
Makes sense.
It's been a pretty big thorn in our side, and people are asking on Facebook. They're calling in, they're coming in. According to Circuit Clerk Court Pauletta Keith. Keith added that drivers are frustrated with hearing Kentucky was getting the real IDs at the beginning of the year, but still haven't started the rollout. The Bullitt County Circuit Clerk posted a big sign in front of the Driver's License Bureau and went to social media to try and explain to people that it's not up to them, it's statewide. But Keith said they're not listening. Some of them say, well, we're not leaving until we get it. The majority of states are offering real ID complaint cards at this point. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Public Affairs Executive Director Nator said. So what's up with the holdup in the bluegrass? That is quality. In other words, the Commonwealth has extended its testing period of the program's new software to get rid of any issues like those that other states may be experiencing. While the 4-year travel ID is ready to go, combination license are the problems. If you want the new motorcycle driver's license combination or you want CDLs, there are all these restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
The office has been testing internally for months. The pilot program is now set to begin in June in Franklin County, then Woodford County, and other counties will follow throughout the summer. The good news, current driver's licenses are still valid for air travel through September 2020. Once they're ready, don't just bring your old license for the travel ID. This program began due to post-September 11th security concerns. So you must have the required documentation. That means go to your parents and say, I need everything you got when I was born. It's kind of like the first time you got the license. You're going to bring proof of your identity, bring proof of your social security, and 2 proofs of residency. The sooner the better. The new card will come in the mail. You will not leave with it when you apply. To find out exactly what documentation you need and the cost, it's all laid out on the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's website.
Yep.
Let's see. You guys really don't have any Kentucky man stories, do you?
Nope. And if we do, it's usually hidden. Let's sweep it under the rug. It's the Commonwealth for you.
Oh, damn.
What?
I got to make sure this is Nebraska. Dad busted for marrying his daughter after jealous competition with half-sister. A depraved Nebraska man has been jailed for having sex with his biological daughter, even marrying her when the cops were on the case. Travis Fieldgrove, 40, was tracked down by daughter Samantha Kestner, 21, after pleading with her mom to tell her who her real dad was. Kestner was allegedly motivated to get intimate over a jealous competition with her half-sister regarding who could have sex with their father. Oh my God, this is something that's supposed to come from Kentucky.
I may live here, but I'm not from here.
The father-daughter relationship had turned sexual by September last year, and the pair married on October 1st at the Adams County Courthouse in Hastings. DNA results showed that 99.9% probability that Hargrove was her dad, according to the affidavit. Evidence leading up to the arrest suggests that Fieldgrove and the daughter were aware of the biological relationship before being intimate, and further indicates that they quickly married one another after being notified of the investigation. Fieldgrove of St. Paul, Nebraska, initially was charged with committing incest, a felony, but under a plea deal, pleaded no contest to an attempt charge, according to the report. He was jailed for 2 years, with Hall County District Judge Mark Young giving credit for 121 days already served. No. He just deserves to be put in a deep, dark hole and never allowed to see the light of day again.
Yeah.
He was also ordered to serve a year's post-release supervision with no contact to his daughter. Defense attorney Jeff Lauder told the World Herald that Fieldgrove is embarrassed by the offense and claimed his client suffers from brain injury and is not a high-functioning person. That much is obvious, but I don't believe that.
This world's getting sicker and sicker.
Yeah, they are. I mean, if only they had just moved to New Jersey, where it's legal. New Jersey incest is still legal, last I knew.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Apparently in Kentucky, you're having an issue with ticks.
Yes, sir. Heavy here.
Try not to read really depressing ones. So I'm trying not to read really depressing ones, like, when, like, there's one pregnant woman held against her will and shot dead by boyfriend.
Well, that's normal here.
Do you guys have a county or anything called Glasgow?
Barron County.
All right. Here a neighbor speaks out after finding a 4-month-old left in a hot car for 12 hours. The neighbor of a 4-month-old baby has been heralded a hero after he saw the little one trapped in a hot car and busted the infant out of the vehicle, according to authorities. The baby had been left in the car overnight, and it was only thanks to the quick thinking of Misogynist from Mobile, Alabama, that the child was saved after miraculously surviving that prolonged period in the heat. I hope they arrested the parents. Speaking with Fox 10, Scott shared that he first saw the black car parked in front of an apartment building in downtown Mobile 5 hours earlier. But when he went out to get something to eat about 9 a.m., he noticed that there was a baby inside. I was going crazy just thinking it's a kid. When I saw him cry, it almost made me cry. That's when he decided to take the child's fate into his own hands. Using his elbow, he broke the back window of the car open. And so as we came, we peeked in the car, and we were like, oh, there was a baby in there. And his friend said his friend. It's hot and we need to hurry up and get him out. So when we saw that, we hit it with the elbow, knocked the door, and got the baby out. God, I wish these people wouldn't just. Oh. Scott said he used his elbow to break the window. Seeing the baby turning purple in that hot car, I couldn't just leave the baby in there like that, man. That's just dead wrong. When he got the baby out of the car, I was looking at the baby like this can't be true. I see the baby turning purple. It was sweating. I looked at the scalp. It was dry and had dandruff, he continued, and admitted the two feared the worst. So when they got the baby out of the car and the back was wet, the pamper was wet, the baby wanted to cry, but it couldn't cry. I'm like, oh man. The police believe that the child's father was meant to be watching his baby, but told investigators that he must have left the baby in the car after dropping off his other two children at their grandmother's house. The father told police that he had arrived home at about 10 p.m. Saturday. The child was not discovered until 9 a.m. the next morning, meaning the child was left alone in the car for 12 hours. The Division of Human Rights was also called to the scene and is still investigating, but hasn't stopped Scott from voicing his opinion on the father who left his child overnight. I don't know who it was, and I don't want to know because, you're not supposed to hate anybody, but that's a hateful situation. So I just pray the baby is all right, and I hope nothing like that ever happens again. So far, no arrests have been made, and police have yet to release the identity of the father, though they have allegedly classified the incident as a case of reckless endangerment. Dude, arrest the fucking dad. He doesn't deserve to continue watching that baby. And apparently the internet now has a new grumpy cat. I don't like this new grumpy cat. It's ugly.
What does this cat look like?
Like you. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Hold on.
Well, I was talking to Tara. She's the one who's seen it.
This is the new grumpy cat.
It's just not the same.
No, not the same.
It looks like Retardo cat.
More like get off my yard cat. Looks like an old man.
It's a Walter cat.
Get off my yard. That's it. It's Walter.
Now see, this is a grumpy cat. This is not a grumpy cat.
Yeah, Grumpy Cat passed away though.
Yeah, I know, but this is not a grumpy cat.
No, that's Walter.
Yep. Evil cat.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's the cat off of Dragon Ball Z.
Beerus.
Yep.
You know the most of the Dragon Ball Z characters are named after food.
Yeah.
Guess what Beerus is?
Yeah, this chick is trying to make this cat the new grumpy cat. It's not going to work, people. It's not grumpy cat.
Nope. She's
And
pretty rough.
they're also trying to replace that Pomeranian. I'd rather have this one.
That's
No,
more like
that's the I will end you cat.
Yep.
I think even grumpy cat would be like, yes.
A worthy successor.
Look, Look, it's normal.
Oh God.
I still want to get a Grumpy Cat plushie.
That's the wise cat. Poor cat.
I was about to say I love Grumpy Cat. Now, see, this one would work.
No, he's still. That looks like an angry ass cat. The one that says, "Give me my scotch and get the fuck away."
This is Stoner Cat. It's got to be Stoner Cat.
Dude.
Here's another evil cat.
Nah. He just looks like the type, if you pet me, I'll bite you.
Poor kitty. It's Riri Kitty.
Riri kitty.
Yeah, Riri Kitty. See, it's got, its eyes is wrong and it's just sticking out of sunlight. Nah. Oh no, here's Stoner Cat. Or is that LSD Cat?
More like LSD.
No, it's fucking Ecstasy Cat because he's rubbing his face on something.
Oh yeah. That feels good.
Sleepy Cat. Ooh, I love the blue eyes on that kitty. Another Sleepy Cat. Oh, there's Ecstasy Cat again.
Oh yeah.
It's Earless Kitty.
I guess that was done by the same people who made Sonic.
No, they're trying to say Meet Loki, the new Grumpy Cat. No. That's just plain out evil, should not have ever been bred cat.
That's a walking testicle.
I don't like hairless dogs. Imagine how I feel about cats.
A hairless cat will rub its face all over yours. Ask me how I know.
Why would I do that when you already gave the answer by saying, "Ask me how you know"?
Fang Kitty.
Vampire kitty.
There's actually a cat that they named Fang because he has enlarged teeth, enlarged teethers. So they do kind of like a saber-tooth tiger deal.
Yeah, they should name it Sabretooth.
Crazy cat. Cocaine cat.
Oh yeah. No. Speed. That's a cat that's on speed.
Okay, is this snorting a lion cat?
Either that or it's the cat that looks over you over the fence, like on a Tim the Toolman Taylor show.
Yeah. Home Improvement.
Yep.
It's cute, kitty.
I'm gonna eat you.
Evidently.
Going back inside.
Speak Spanish. Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we know.
Yes. One of my favorite Grumpy Cat memes was like a good neighbor, stay over there.
I'm listening. I just don't care. I think this is when Grumpy Cat was a kitten.
Yeah, looks like a kitten.
I can't wait for the holidays to be over. I like this vacation. I saw someone die.
Chicago.
So many reasons to be grumpy, so little time. This year's New Year's resolution: purr less, hiss more. Merry Christmas. Your gift is in the litter box. Happy New Year. Feck off. It's midnight. So many freaks, not enough
Circus.
circuses. Alrighty. Well, honestly, I can't think of anything else to talk about. Can you guys think of anything to last 30 more minutes?
Start watching Marco Polo.
Marco.
Polo.
It's like Game of Thrones, but Asians.
Okay.
I think I have that on my to watch list.
I figured it'd be more of a comedy version of Game of Thrones.
Nope.
You know what you should try watching, baby brother?
What?
It's on Netflix. The Monkey King.
Yeah, I've seen the first one. Haven't seen the sequel yet.
Bonding.
No, this is a series.
Bonding is a series.
No, I'm talking about the Monkey King. It's a
With
TV
Jet
series.
Li.
You need to go watch it. I mean, it's obvious it's dubbed, but I actually kind of liked it. I finished watching all of Supernatural again. I watched season 14. I'm still saddened that they're ending it after season 15. But season 14 had one hell of an ending. Excuse me. I went to go watch Legends of Tomorrow because my Netflix said that there were new episodes, but I've seen all 3 seasons, so where's my new episodes? Oh, we got a like. Yay! And we have a dislike, of course.
I don't have the new link, so I can't like or dislike.
It's posted in both of your damn Discord servers.
Oh, the things I haven't been to in a while.
Yeah.
Because I've been too busy driving truck.
Stop talking about your dick.
I wish.
We know you have to roll it around on 18 wheels.
Hello, welcome to the Musketeers. I'm your host, An American Kelp.
Yeah, no, wrong one.
Welcome to the Musketeers. I'm your host, An American.
That's one that says it's live now.
Odd.
There you go.
So, Wolfie, how do you like the fact that we got our, I went and created our own Musketeers channel?
Surprised you didn't call it Mouseketeers just to piss people off.
No. I'm not in the mood to just try and piss people off right now. I'm trying to do my thing, you know? Trying to move past shit.
I know you look really weird with a man's body. I've lost my boobs in battle.
No. I'm just wearing a really tight corset, or body armor, just like the new She-Ra. I have to strap it down with ace bandages because apparently having titties is too much in battle.
I thought you were being serious about the new She-Ra wearing a corset.
Just slap
I
her
wish
around.
it's a corset. They're trying to say it's body armor. I'm like, that's bullshit. She has no tits when she's, out of the armor.
And she's also a teenager, so she's not developed yet.
They have her at what, 14, 15? They start. She's developed by then.
Hey, they're making it for kids, okay?
I don't give a flying fuck. You start developing around the age of 13. By 14,
all right.
15, you at least have an
excuses. This is the truth. Nowadays, comic artists don't know how to draw.
Well, we know this. If any of us have actually gone and looked at Noelle Stevens' stuff, we know she can't draw. I mean, come on. I know why she didn't give, pretty much any of the characters except for Spinnerella, because, Spinnerella's, a fat chick, so they decided to give her titties. But I know why she didn't give most of the characters titties. Because she doesn't have any, so she doesn't know how to draw them.
At least she can draw better than that dumbass doing Tumblr Cats No.
I'd rather watch that. Seriously, I would rather watch
Tumblr Cats No?
Yeah, the Tumblr Cats roar. Like in Thundercats, he says, Thundercats, ho.
Yeah.
Well, basically, this new one is Tumblr Cats, no.
I'd rather, sit and stare at that. At least he tried.
Never seen the new one.
Have you seen Steven Universe?
Once.
The animation looks like that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But still, I'd rather watch that. I can't even bring myself to watch it on Netflix and do a review of it.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Thundercats?
No, it's not.
No.
It's not even out yet.
The new She-Ra.
Oh, I saw the first season.
They have the original She-Ra, all of them on there.
Yes.
But I can't bring myself to watch this new She-Ra Princesses of Power. I can't. I want to do a review of it because I will sit there and compare it to the old one.
All right. I will say this. Storyline, it's nothing like the original She-Ra, but storyline is pretty good. As for the animation, it's all right for how cheaply it was done.
Well, I do know in season 2, because Geeky and Neon of Clownfish TV have done a review of it. Someone filmed being at a con where they showed a clip from the second season where Bo is DMing for D&D, and they say that they're paying homage to the original She-Ra. All the characters are in their original clothes and everything. And it wasn't that hard to draw, which they tried to make the excuse of, oh, the clothes were just so hard to draw. No, the fuck they weren't. You did it for one scene in fucking shitty ass cartoon. How the fuck hard is it to, keep drawing it? Or the fact that you also recycle scenes as well. Because it's cheaper. Sorry, I'm very picky, and I don't like the fact that Noelle Stevens is making money off of other people's work. Same reason why I won't watch the new Charmed, and it's on Netflix.
It is?
Yes, it is. The first season is on Netflix.
It's nothing like the old Charmed.
No, and it never will be, and I refuse to watch it.
Nothing's original anymore.
And if they do make a remake, they make it stupid.
Exactly. They make it insipid.
I think the most original thing in Hollywood right now is John Wick.
That's based off of a comic book.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I go to Mega Comics not far from me, go in there, and I can pick up a John Wick comic. Walking Dead comic.
Yeah. I've seen comics.
They're making Inhumans didn't go off so well, so they're making the Immortals series comics. Which there's an actress I like that's going to play Cersei.
What, the actress that played Cersei's in Immortals?
Yes, she is one of the Immortals.
She also starred in a movie where her character's husband fought the Immortals. The 300.
No. Different character's going to play that.
No, I'm saying that Cersei's actress played in the 300 as Leonidas'
Yes, I know.
wife.
I know this.
Yeah, so I was saying that
I'm not talking about the Game of Thrones Cersei.
Oh.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, see, my brother doesn't know comic books like you and I do.
Who's the other Circe?
Let's see. Let me pull up my IMDb.
Better if you did a comic book.
Oh, I know who's gonna play Circe. It's Angelina Jolie.
So is it going to be a movie or a series?
It's a TV series. There's also an Immortals TV series from Istanbul, which I don't mind watching. Wouldn't mind watching myself.
Is that based on the Persian Immortals or this comic book series?
It would be based on the Istanbul Fables of Immortals. The story will begin in Istanbul in the 1800s and stretch daily.
So not the Persian Empire.
No. There's another series that takes place in Istanbul that's on Netflix called The Protector. That it reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The Protector?
Yep, The Protector. Reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed.
I'll have to see that.
Wait, what about Assassin's Creed?
I just said it twice.
What's the Protector?
Let me look. I'll read you the summary that IMDb gives.
There is an Assassin's Creed game set in Istanbul.
There's several plots to this, or several different ways of plotting this that people have put in. Given mystical powers by a talismanic keepsake, a young man embarks on a quest to fight the shadowy forces and solve a mystery from his past. The second one, a young man discovers that he has special powers. Now it's necessary to learn to use these forces in order to protect the city and all humanity against the dark forces that want to destroy Istanbul. In this journey, there is no other choice but to act with his friends who will help him. He doesn't have special powers. It's a fucking it's a fucking shirt that's been passed down generation to generation to generation. That has powers. He takes off the shirt, he's mortal. There you go.
So what does this have to do with Assassin's Creed?
It reminds me of Assassin's Creed.
I don't see how it reminds me of Assassin's Creed. I'm looking at the preview right now. There's no climbing up the walls.
I've watched
no Templar.
The first 2 seasons. I like it. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed.
Nope. The shirt actually implants it onto his skin.
Yeah, he can still take it off, but once he takes it off, he's mortal. His father was a protector, his grandfather was a protector, on and on and on. I mean, I've actually sat and watched it, so that's why it reminds me of Assassin's Creed, is how everything's passed down from father to son, and, such as that. Hakan doesn't do any wall crawling, I'll tell you that. Let's see what else on Netflix is good to watch. Let's see here.
When I'm not working at Disneyland, I'm living my life. Disneyland understands how important a healthy, growing community is. That's why they're upping their commitment for cast members and for everyone.
Let's see here. Oh, of course, there's the Da Vinci Code that's on Netflix, and Angels and Demons.
Seen them, own them.
I can't wait to see. I'm gonna
Read the books.
Of course, Law-Abiding Citizen. Life Changer. A shapeshifter has to kill, then inhabit its victims or die. But as his need for new bodies speeds up, he finally faces down his own mortality. I got the Hateful Eight and the Hateful Eight extended version. They got the Cell, Bird Box. Bird Box, you never see what the hell is causing these people to kill themselves or get killed.
So it's like M. Night Shyamalan.
I think it was, but it's based on the novel. No, director Suzanne Bier. Of course, they have all three Matrix movies, and again, it's telling me that there's new episodes of Legends of Tomorrow, but there's no new episodes. I'm currently watching The Flash at this time. They brought Zombieland back. I can't wait for the Zombieland movie or Zombieland 2.
Are they making it?
Yeah, they're making it.
Twinkies! Gotta have Twinkies.
I hope he found a Twinkie factory.
He found Twinkies at the fair, remember?
Yeah, I remember. And of course, Into the Badlands, great series.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things is good. Netflix bought the show Lucifer.
That's because they were canceling it on the CW.
No, Fox. They canceled it on Fox.
Yeah, and yeah, I was gonna say, cancel it on one show, and see, Netflix bought it.
I was hoping Netflix would buy it. I really was.
If you notice, they added more curse words to it.
Probably in the latest season.
Shit. Yep.
I'm waiting for the next season of Zoo. That was a good series. And the same with Winona Earp and Always a Witch. I'm pretty sure iZombie has died.
They need to hurry up with the Witcher series.
Well, I wish that Netflix had picked up Haven, that's for sure. That was a good series. I liked Hemlock Grove. Too bad there's not more than 3 seasons. And the same with Penny Dreadful.
Do either of you know Space Cowboy? Well,
I know
Cowboy
the
Bebop?
song.
Huh?
I know the song.
I meant Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, I know Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
Yeah, they found the actor for the dog, the corgi in the anime. It's gonna be a husky in the Netflix adaptation.
No, it needs to be a fucking corgi.
They chose a husky.
They're assholes. I'm gonna shoot them. Come at me, Netflix. It's a fucking corgi. You use a goddamn corgi.
It's a Netflix adaptation. They can't get it right.
They didn't do too bad on Brotherhood or Bleach.
Bleach and Brotherhood were done in Japan. I'm talking about the American Netflix adaptations, like Death Note.
They need to leave the Japanese to doing it.
I'm concerned about the Avatar adaptation.
What, Avatar 2?
The Last Airbender.
Yep, live action adaptation on Netflix, but it's the guys who made Avatar that are doing it. At the same time, it's still Netflix.
No, see, if it's the same people that made the cartoon, then it'll be done right.
I'm sure Netflix will still find a way to fuck it up.
No, all they're doing is funding it. They don't say what they're going to, if they're going to alter it. All they're doing is funding it.
We'll see.
That's literally all they're doing is just, oh, you want to make this adaptation? Sure, we'll put the Netflix logo on it. Here's your money. That's all they're doing. So it's not Netflix that decided to go with a husky. It's the fucking director. They need to be shot. Put in front of a firing squad of fans of Cowboy Bebop and shot.
I don't like corgis anyway.
No, it's the fact that, it was a corgi in the anime. It needs to be a corgi in the show.
All right. Have you thought about that it could be a ploy?
Hopefully they actually have a corgi. If it's a fucking husky, I'm gonna ride them.
So you think it might be an out of season April Fool's joke?
Yeah.
I mean, when the younger guy on CSI came in and he had a mustache, I wrote CBS. And I told him, I was like, he looks like a pedophile with that mustache. I was like, you guys really need to have him shave that thing because his character looks like a pedophile with that thing. And apparently I wasn't the only one that wrote in.
It's a good thing they didn't remove it with CGI.
No, he actually shaved mid-season.
What show?
CSI.
Oh.
The original one. I wrote in telling them, that the guy looked like he was a pedophile. Because I got pictures. I followed them and I saw images of him and I was like, oh my god, his character's gonna look like a fucking pedophile.
But did you catch what I meant about using CGI to remove the mustache?
Yeah, but CGI wasn't really big at the time, at least to use in TV. All right, so it's 11:57. I know my baby brother doesn't have jack shit. Wolfie.
What?
Still Yoshi.
I haven't done nothing lately.
Okay. And I'm your hostess for the Musketeers, Tara Sin. You can find me on pretty much any social media except Facebook. I am Ambrosia Locke. Still gonna make those other pages for the Musketeers. Just give me some time. Life tends to happen, and when life happens to me, it tends to happen with a ton of fucking bricks. All right, so everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Boys.
Good night.